What's happening? Oh, my hair is a mess. My goodness.
Always is.
Welcome to Thin Line Defense. It's good to have you guys here. As always, we got tons of, I'd say, pre-show comments. Iron Sight, first one in the house. Michael Farley, close second. Caleb's in the house. What's up, Caleb? And Harry with some Wizard Butt Blast.
Nice, Harry. I knew somebody would hook me up in the comments, so I already started. But I'll count that one too.
Those of you that don't know, if something like this comes up on the screen, you drink. My drink of choice tonight is 20 ounces of vodka.
Mm-hmm. Sure. That's how my week's going. That's what I need.
Harry says survival chat? Yeah, maybe. Ooh.
Handle and all. I think that's the first time I've ever bought a handle in my life.
Croak's in the house. Sup, Croak? Zach Fett.
Sup, Croak?
Sup, Zach? Caleb says, where's Shawn? And Ironsight says, lost in the woods.
Yep.
Zach Fett, no, Shawn. I assume this won't be about survival. Well, it could be, just not the type of survival you're thinking of.
Right.
We're going to talk about surviving a zombie apocalypse.
I got a survival thing that I want you to talk about tonight.
That's perfect. That's what our chat was supposed to be about.
So it's not about eating plants, but
no,
it's important.
Pretty much everyone but us two had something come up. So Walsh lost his refrigerator. I don't know where. Shawn, I forgot what Shawn was doing. I think Cody was tired.
Kid's birthday. And returning.
Sean's
flying in and kid's birthday.
And Cody was tired. I think.
Is that what he said? Oh, okay.
No, he said he was like putting his kids down.
Yeah.
We tease Cody sometimes because there was one live chat we were planning. We were like trying to figure out who was going to be on, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be I'm going to be tired that night."
Yeah. Yeah, and days before.
Yeah.
Like, so 3 weeks from now? No, I'm sick that day.
Yeah, Walsh would be like, "Hey, do you want to? Can we chat on Friday?" I'm like, "No, I think I'm gonna be tired that night."
I don't know if J-Dub's on here.
Sean's on the trail of Cody. I have not seen J-Dub yet.
Okay. But okay, survival thing. All right, and I know Cody's not here to blast, but he can try to defend a position later on. But you know how I'm always talking about, hey, I mean, take your flint, your striker and all that, put it in your bug out bag or whatever.
Yeah.
But put a Bic lighter in there.
Yeah.
And Cody chimes in and says, put a Zippo. Because he wasn't a smoker. I was a smoker. Zippo don't last more than about a week. Even if you don't use them, you have to refill them with fluid, right? So my wife, long story short, my wife went down to help her mom clean out house. A lot of old stuff in there. She found a lighter. And you know those sleeves, like you can put the lighter inside like a sleeve?
Yeah.
Well, this one like a nice tin one, you know, Hispanics, tins and turquoise and stuff like that on it. And she said that the best that she can figure is he had that in the late 60s, early 70s, like that one. She remember him carrying that one, late 60s, early 70s. But nonetheless, he passed away in 95, so absolute latest that this lighter could have been placed into the sleeve with 1995. So she wants the sleeve, she brings it home, it's stuck in there. I put the lighter in the vise and crunch down on the top of the lighter. I don't care about it, and I'm pulling the sleeve off, get it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then take the lighter and shake it, and I'm like, holy cow, it had fluid in it.
That's the lighter?
That's the lighter.
No way.
Swear.
From like 1995?
That's the latest it can be, but she thinks that it's late 60s, early 70s.
Does it have the little metal strip?
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, I tore them off anyway. Any smoker would, but no, it doesn't have that. And it's a Bic lighter. They show how old it is. A Bic lighter with an adjustable flame.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's for the '60s, bro.
It is. I crushed it when I put it in the vise. I shouldn't have messed with the adjuster, but it did still work.
That was so good.
Welcome to Jason Phenom's.
Oh, I cannot wait to watch this. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be amazing.
But that's why I carry Bix.
Oh gosh. What was that?
I don't know. I think I busted it when I put it in the vise.
Oh golly.
Man,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so glad that did that here and not the first time that I tried it. I've been disappointed.
Michael Farley, that was the best possible thing that could happen. Oh, Shawn's here. Shawn, did you please tell me you saw that?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to bring me into the room.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, golly.
I lost it.
Did you see Joe's hand light up on fire?
No.
Oh my gosh. So Joe's got this big lighter that he found from like 1960, and he was like, check it out. It has an adjustable flame. He lit it and then turned it up, and his whole hand caught on fire.
There was technical difficulties.
Harry
and I was talking about how good Bic lighters are. That's the whole purpose of that, is how good Bic lighters are.
And the Ghost Rider.
Nice.
J-Dub, bro, you just
happened?
it. Yeah, it
just happened.
Before you came on.
You have to rewatch it. It was hilarious,
you
dude.
You gotta watch like a minute, like 4 or minute 5. Joe lit his hand on fire on accident.
Perfect.
Oh, that was good. Maurice,
I love the smell of burnt hair.
Yeah, I still have all the hair.
Oh, nice.
Croak says screen cap now. Yeah, I'm worried because when I started this, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Walsh normally manages the StreamYard stuff, but it had something that said, hey, unless you buy more storage or you delete some of your old videos, this video tonight is not going to be recorded. It'll be on YouTube, but it won't be recorded here on StreamYard. So I don't know how to fix that.
Can anybody even watch it on StreamYard?
No, but we could take it. We could take it and we could like cut clips out of it. So I want to do that so I could do a YouTube short tomorrow of you catching your hand on fire.
Yes.
Like it produced actual like legit flames.
It was
so when I turned the adjuster wheel, it was a Bic with an adjuster wheel. I threw it in the trash can, so it's Bic with an adjuster wheel, and right when I turned the adjuster wheel, that it let a lot of fluid out.
Okay, so this might be kind of weird because Rumble chats don't show up on here. So I have Rumble up right now on a separate screen, and it was live, but I can go back. So let me bring it up, and I can show you when Joe caught his hand on fire. But let me find it first.
I'm glad I have a mask on. I bet you I look like stoic. You won't be able to tell if I'm freaking out or if I'm good to go.
Cool, calm, and collected all the time.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. I think I'm about there. Let me share this. This was amazing.
Watch Jason's reaction.
Yeah.
It can be, but she thinks.
Oh, hang on. That's not coming through, huh?
Said it's late 60s. Yeah, it's coming through.
Does it have the little metal strip?
Nope. I have that, and it's a Bic lighter. They show how old it is. A Bic lighter with an adjustable flame. Watch this. Oh God!
This is good. Yeah, that's from the '60s, bro.
Oh my God!
It is. I crushed it when I put it in the vise. I shouldn't have messed with the adjuster, but it did still work.
That is so good.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good. All right, let me end that. Oh gosh.
I must have logged in right after that happened because I just saw you losing it. Like you were not available at all.
I'm like so far behind on comments because of that.
And now they're going to be the best comments ever, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see here. Maurice Barlow, thank you. Classic. You guys rock. Call of Duty 3 looks good. Just saying. We will see what that entails. Oh, Croak says check the Discord. Let me see.
Yeah, you need to check Discord. That's
Is
awesome.
it his hand?
Croak is on it.
Oh, yeah. Here we
Share
go.
it.
Here we go. Hold on. I got it. Oh, this is good.
I mean, you legit can't even see his face or his mask. Obviously,
Oh,
That's not the funny one. The funny one when I'm like, oh, my hand's on fire. So I try to shake it. I pulled the Taylor Swift, dude.
Oh, gosh.
Pulled the T-Swizzle.
Yeah.
Learned from the best.
That was awesome. Your favorite libertarians. This live stream is fire. Croak, so Jason's face in that screenshot is good too. I'm just like, what is happening? I bet you the next scene is me like busting up.
yeah.
In your pants.
In Croak's,
it's adjustable. Check it out. Casually burns the house down. Oh,
Too much adjustment.
Danny, Danielle, Bob says, I made it through the second round of layoffs this year. Does that make me a survivor? Yes, it does.
Yep.
That's exactly what I mean.
Oh man.
Big truck. Burn it down, Joe.
Yes.
I'm still looking at this screenshot. Jason, I can see it hasn't quite registered on your face yet as to what's happening.
No. It's fantastic.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. Oh man, it's never a quiet moment.
Dude, I'm so glad that happened here and not like in my garage and then me trying to explain that story to you guys.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been funny. I'd been like, and then I messed with the justice screw and it come all hand on fire.
No, now oh man, I gotta message Walsh to see if he can go in and like delete some videos so this one saves.
Yep. Croak, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that got to be at least half, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm broke now. So I did this thing.
Uh-oh.
I got this package in. I'm going to show that.
Can you show it?
Yeah. I think. I got this thing in today.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's not even, I didn't even show Jason this beforehand. This isn't even the best part of the package. Do you want to know what is?
What is it?
Look what else I got with it.
Oh, what? Scooby snacks?
Scooby snacks, bro.
They
Gummies.
They were in there. What? Oh,
Yeah.
It came from Shadow Man.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
he sent me gummies.
That's awesome.
He sent me gummies.
Where is Shadow Man?
I don't know because he
Is he
shipped
up
it from
tonight?
FedEx like a creeper.
I've
I
seen
couldn't
it.
see his return address. You just meant in general.
Harry says
I wasn't stalking
yes,
him.
word.
I wasn't stalking him. That's normal to look for a return address,
J-Dub, Joe trying to bring back the flamethrowers in the infantry. Watch this.
right? Hell yeah! Oh, Jado here. Jado, we finally got the short up.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to me. I swore that I wasn't going to make any shorts, and you forced me to make a short. So, congratulations to you. Dude, are these like Gusher? Are they filled with anything?
No, they're just regular gummies, I think.
You got to push it through your mask.
I know. They're super gummy. Dude.
Light it on fire, melted a little bit. I just messaged Walsh. I took the screenshot of it. Said, Walsh, we need you. It's a picture of your hand on fire.
Literally burning it down.
J-Dub, Mike, Crow. Oh crap! Give me your address in the Discord. I said I was going to send you the S1 rail. I'll shoot you his address after this, Crow. J-Dub, I got him. Man, I was crying laughing. That's how awesome that was.
Yeah, I was watching you like
Dude,
as I came in, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
You were completely unresponsive. Just
No.
lost your Lost it all together.
So I think
I
this
don't know
is
if we'll get a copyright strike on that, but can you please make that into a short? Like, take that section of video, make it into a short, and put the song "The Girl Is on Fire."
Well, I bet you
That
Walsh
needs
can
to
work
happen.
some magic.
Yeah, I need to happen.
He'll
catch the right frame.
Cody just saw the screenshot, but Walsh has not yet. So this is a good segue into what
Having a
plant
fire
you
extinguisher in
find
the
in the
house.
wild to help you with burns. Can you use yarrow root for burns?
I wouldn't use yarrow root for burns.
Yeah, I figured.
Come on. At
least not
you
those
know what
flash
plant. You know what plant you use for burns, Jason.
Yeah, I do.
What is it then?
Aloe.
Uh-huh.
The aloe.
The aloe. But is that that's not in the Northwest, is it?
No.
So Joe.
We had some in my kitchen.
Yeah,
Dolores bought one and kept it on the kitchen counter for a while.
Yeah. I showed pictures from my hike of I forgot what that thing was called, that cucumber, like wild cucumber thing that I showed you, Shawn, from the Oregon coast.
Yeah.
All the spikes and stuff on it. And one of the guys that I was on the hike with, he lived with Navajo Nation for 2 years. And so I was, he's kind of into outdoors and has a lot of knowledge on what types of plants are edible. And I was like, what do you think? And he was like, I don't know. I'm not from around this area, but I don't think so. And then we Googled it when we got back, and it's like, oh, the Native Americans used to eat the seeds to commit suicide. That's how poisonous it is.
Yeah. Usually
anything with spikes. Yeah.
Yeah. Not typically a great indicator. Maybe you're good on like blackberry and whatnot, but not typically good on an actual fruit itself.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is pineapple or dragon fruit. But they're not real spikes. They just kind of look like it.
Yeah. Croak says, but not aloha. That makes everything burn. Ooh.
Too soon. I was just going to say.
Maurice Barlow, Neosporin for all burns. J-Dub. Damn, Croak. DG says, mint leaves help for burns. Ooh, I don't know if it helps, like, I don't think it heals it, but it just cools it. Is that what it does?
Mm.
I don't know.
I mean, typically for burns, we use dry, sterile dressings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude acts like that. That's not a question. That's a statement. So
yeah,
unless somebody tried it and says that it burns instead of cools it, I'm inclined to believe him.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a couple questions, Joe. Dan, Danny, Danielle, Bob says, two-parter. 1, does a 9mm PCC make a good woods gat? And 2, has anyone seen a CMMG Descent 9mm in person?
No.
So Joe and I think Cody all have the 9mm CMMG. Is it their Banshee kit? What's a kit?
Well, yeah, they're Banshee and they're complete guns. So we bought the bolt, the barrel, and the magazine inserts, and then we made our own.
Yeah, I wonder.
So it's their bolt, barrel, and mag inserts, and that's my favorite AR that I own. Is it a good woods gun? That depends. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But Dan, I think is a CMMG Descent. Is that the one that takes Glock mags? The ones that we have is one that takes standard AR like P mags, but you swap out the innards.
Yeah, you got them.
Croak says, you know what helps for wasp stings? Not a damn thing.
What did Croak say that he was going to give me if I bought this? He said something last week.
He's sending you an S1 rail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
S1 rail. I need to send him your address. If you
Dude,
were
Croak,
in Discord,
you're my hero. I'm glad I didn't buy that today.
You could send him your address, but you're not in Discord.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, Dan says Descent is the same thing as a Banshee, but no buffer tube. So it's a non-reciprocal, like the Foxtrot mic.
Yeah, the BRN.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's
Croak
cool.
says Descent is a side charger and overpriced as hell for what you get. BRN 9 or FM 9 better deal if you want a folder that takes an AR lower. There you go.
There you go.
All hail Croak. I trust
Croak has
Croak
spoken.
100%.
The living encyclopedia.
I
Yeah.
will say this. I know that I overpaid for the bolt barrel and mag insert. What did we pay for that? I think they're like
Just under 500.
full retail, like $430 or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can be into the build 1,000 where they're Banshee or what, like 1,800, and that's
Mhm.
with aero parts.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I know that that's way more expensive, and I don't care because that is my favorite AR to shoot.
Dan says, I want Glock mags and radial delayed for nerdy reasons.
Yep.
Oh, J-Dub, here you go. J-Dub says, cries as I'm the only one with the Descent. So there you go. You can ask
There you
J-Dub.
J-Dub, not only has he seen one in person, he owns one.
Yeah. Croak, I was thinking my son got stung or bit, whatever it is, by wasps 3 times in his hand. And my wife made a cornstarch slurry that my son kept his hand in instead of like an ice pack. And that really comforted it, like cooled it down and reduced the swelling a little bit.
Yeah, I think with wasp, I've heard all kinds of like home remedies for it. Have you heard of the burn toast, scrape the burnt edges and wipe that on there? I think you just got to manage the swelling.
Yeah.
You know what I found in the best for wasps?
Don't get stung.
No. Like, I was pulling weeds one time and I was just too close to a nest that I didn't see. I'm minding my own business. One got me right in the back of the neck. I turned into the biggest weenie. Like, I will run. I immediately take off my hat and start swinging it, and I will run.
Oh yeah.
But the best remedy for me is to hunt that sucker down.
Yeah.
Like, I go straight to the garage and I get the wasp killer, and then I'm like trying to be all tactical in the backyard without getting stung again, and then I hunt them down. And watching them die on the ground, I don't think about the sting anymore.
So up in the Pacific Northwest, Jason, I don't know if you've run into these things, but we have a bald-faced hornet, and those suckers are incredibly territorial. And when they come at you, there's not much that's going to stop them. And they feel like you get hit by like a hypodermic needle, and the swelling is way more than your average hornet or wasp. So sometimes, like I said, it's like a home invasion for them. They're going to take it to you.
Goodness.
Have you ever heard of a tarantula wasp?
Yeah.
That's what we had in northern New Mexico. I never got stung, thank God. But they're like, they're big. I don't even know if they're stinging.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Croak.
That's because you're getting old, bro. If you were in your 20s, that would have never happened.
So Croak says that radial delay system is decent, and you didn't pay nearly $2,000 for it, Joe. Yeah, I like the radial delay system. I have a Glock 9mm AR or a 9mm AR that takes Glock mags, and then the CMMG one, and the radial delayed is by far my favorite.
I know, Croak. I must have misspoke. So I was saying that the Banshee costs like $1,700 to $2,000, but we spent the $400 on the proprietary parts and then built ours. So we were about $1,200 into ours.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying is he's saying that because you built it, you didn't pay nearly the $2,000 that you normally would if you just bought the gun.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Croak says J-Dub, he's got a 5.71, and J-Dub said, Joe, send me that 5.7 mag if you don't plan on using it.
Oh, yours. Done.
There you go.
Anything else out of there?
Croak says 3 days.
J-Dub get first right of refusal for anything that's in there.
Yeah.
So let me know what you need, bud.
He says his hand still looks like Mickey Mouse's glove.
3 days later?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad.
Zed,
you might want to carry an EpiPen, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Does chewing up Tums and putting that on the sting help? Is that like other bees? What?
I haven't heard of that one.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that remedy. You should try it. Try peeing on it, dude. That helps with
No,
jellyfish.
don't say it, Joe.
Yep. I peed on my own leg on the beach. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate jellyfish.
I always tell people that's probably more of a mind thing than anything else. When I go scuba, I bring a little thing of vinegar with me that actually nullifies some of the sting of a jellyfish. But I always tell people, if you get stung with a jellyfish and ask somebody to pee on you, you're kind of taking a chance. Sometimes it's going to be at the right pH to where it'll nullify the sting. Otherwise, you just are going to be taking on a little extra embarrassment.
I know that I was about, 14. And yeah, I peed on my own leg right there on the beach in front of everybody.
So sometimes it will work. Most times it doesn't.
Vastly different than the fire talk we were having earlier. J-Dub says, nah, just the mag. Them things are extremely overpriced because CMMG is the only makers of it.
Mm-hmm.
Croak said, I did the vinegar soak, ice, Benadryl, peed on it, ibuprofen, cried like a girl.
In that order?
Yeah.
Probably. Danielle Bob says, machete or big choppa? I don't know. Referencing what? Clarify, Dan.
Is he saying machete or predator? Because predator wins.
I don't know.
That's
Have you
what
seen
I read
Prey?
from that.
I haven't watched Prey yet.
Yeah,
I've heard
it was good.
things.
I liked it. It's way better than like all the spin-off Predator movies that come out. So,
Big Truck says, y'all need to wait for a jellyfish sting to pee on someone? I think I'm doing something wrong.
Okay, R. Kelly, calm down.
That's how it starts.
Coach says, lather, rinse, repeat, actually.
Perfect.
Ooh, yuck. Yeah, sorry, bud. As a tool, this is a survival episode, no? Well, what's a big chop? Oh, you're talking about like a big chopper, like a big fixed blade knife?
But isn't that a machete?
I would argue a machete is a big fixed blade.
I would think like, yeah, when I'm thinking of like a big fixed blade is something that you can still carry in a decent sheath on your belt.
Honestly, I mean, that's a good talk that we've never had. So, in your survival bag, like when you go camping, Jason, what sharp devices do you have?
I have I think it's called a Gerber strong arm. It's a fixed blade that they have. I can't remember the name of it. Or the model before the strong arm. It's an older Gerber fixed blade knife.
Like the Bear Grylls one?
Yeah, but it's not Bear Grylls brand.
Yeah.
But it has like that composite scale type handle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be carrying a machete, you're in a pretty aggressive environment. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've only. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, dude.
No, go ahead, Joe.
The only reason why I would take a machete is to cut down shrubs, not to use for survival stuff.
I agree.
Only because
Absolutely.
I'd rather have a fixed blade knife. It's more versatile, stays sharper longer, better steel, and you can put the cutting edge. I mean, saplings, right? Not trees, but saplings. Yep. You put the cutting edge against a tree and hit the back of it with a stick and V-wedge and cut down saplings that are pretty decently sized.
Yeah, I completely agree. I've actually found that I've gone from a larger blade when I was younger and I felt like I had to hit everything as hard as I had to like a shorter, smaller blade where you can almost just kind of, pie it off as you go through, where it becomes a much smaller diameter where you can just break it off.
J-Dub says hatchet all day.
I agree with that. It's just the weight for me.
Yeah.
I keep one in my truck. I have a hatchet in my truck.
So if you're going to be using I guess what's the application of the hatchet? If you're, no joke, wanting to cut down trees, I'm still one of those guys. I'll just sacrifice the 2.5 pounds and carry an axe. I can do a whole lot more damage and I can work, a tree all the way down to the finest detail with an axe. You can get those sharp enough to shave your face, in the morning for if that's what you really want.
I see it both ways. Like if I'm cutting down trees, then I would want an axe or splitting large logs into firewood. But I have more capability with a hatchet, only like flipping it over and using it a small hammer, like pounding in tent stakes is a lot harder with an axe than a hatchet. And can it be done? Yes, it can be, but it's not as easy. That's like using a sledgehammer to do something instead of a ball peen.
Yeah. So this is Croaks. Croaks said he keeps one of these in his truck, but he also has smaller knives and a hatchet.
You buy that off the commandomovie.com website?
Hell yeah, dude. I want one.
What brand is it? Is that I can't tell. Is it a K-bar?
Dude, that's a big K-bar.
Yeah,
so something we often talk about is, if you're going to use an axe to pound steaks, like tent stakes or whatever, and just get rid of it. I mean, if you're in that kind of environment, just use some piece of wood or log or pole that you can find on the ground. That way you're not, swinging a blade towards you much. And the same thing with hatchets. I can't tell you how many stitches I've seen put in people's shins and thighs and everything else because they followed through on a hatchet. It ricocheted and just followed right through to their shin. Yep.
Murph 420 says, use a helmet to pound in tent stakes, easy mode.
There you go.
Croak says it's Ontario.
Ontario's good.
Oh, yeah.
They've come a long way.
Robert First, folding hatchet, anyone? I'd be leery of it unfolding when I don't want it to.
Ontario.
Nice.
They make this SK5, or at least they did at some point. This was what we were packing for a little bit. Nice small blade.
J-Dub says Winkler axe because I like to be bougie like Walsh.
Ooh, Winkler is pricey.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shawn.
Winkler is pricey. They're awesome. Oof.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Like $400+ for a hatchet.
But they are awesome. You're going to get the wow factor.
Croak says, I'm in Central Florida, so the machete type stuff is handy down here.
Yep.
There you go. Harry's got a solution for Croak's wasp. He says, I heard a Cleveland steamer helps with hornet stings on the upper torso. Do it. Yeah, I would say a vast majority of what I have is folding knives. I don't have a bunch of fixed blades. I have the one that stays in. So whenever we go camping, we kind of have like 2 boxes that have our camping stove and stuff that we'll as a family use when we go car camping. So the fixed blade just stays in there, and I'll sharpen it when I get home and then put it back in there. But mostly everything else is just folders for me.
If I'm going family camping, I have an axe. Like hands down, it's going to be in my kit. I have a Gransfer felling axe, and I love that thing. Every time I go out, though, I cut down a few trees to, I'm going to put up a parachute canopy up overhead as like the main camp, and like my kids will have me build tables and chairs and benches and everything else in between.
A treehouse?
Honestly, by the time it's done, that's what it feels like.
Yes, that's what I would want you to build.
Murph says, big fan of Tops knives for the price.
I've
never heard of Tops knives.
Tops makes a lot of good ones. I could be wrong, but I want to say Tops was the one that sponsored the Tom Brown tracker, which was popular, 15 years ago. It's a solid knife. You're not going to bust it.
This is interesting. This is an interesting design. Let me see if I can pull this up where they call it their back bite knife. You ever seen one of these? Inspired by the Russian martial arts system of striking, trapping, attack, and defense.
Oh, kind of like the K-bar weapon retention.
Yeah, the TDI. Bites forward and back, inflicting devastating damage and maximum effect.
I would love to see how thick that piece of steel is. To me, bringing it down to that smaller section, if you're using it for survival, it's going to be.
There's no way this is a survival knife.
No, that's a fighting knife.
It's like killer knife. Yeah.
Yeah. But without the right training, it's just a gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Look at that.
But yeah, it's so you can hold it inverted in your hand and like that.
Yeah. Crazy.
No. Hey, so I did that thing tonight, right before I got on here, because I have a problem, right? So that came in, the upper came in. So I went on Brownells and they were having some sales on Aero stuff. And they had a complete M5 complete lower kit for $280.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened. And then they had,
you bought it?
Yeah, the bolt carrying group was on sale for, I think, $170, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened. And then they didn't have the full upper kit with the forward assist, but they had the dust cover. So
okay.
And that went down to like $10. So that happened too.
Goodness.
So I have a bolt, lower, and dust cover coming.
How much did you pay for the bolt parts kit?
For everything that I just said, the 3 item with shipping and everything, was like $500.
Oh, goodness.
Yep. I have a problem.
Yeah,
it's a good problem to have.
I don't. I can't afford the ammo for it. But yeah, here I am. I could if I stopped buying guns.
So you just need a barrel, and then he's sending you a rail, and you're all set.
Yeah, gas system, muzzle device, charging handle, forward assist.
Harry says, Shawn, thoughts on ESEE knives?
Yeah, I mean, go for them. They are absolutely bulletproof. I think they're a simple design. They're effective, and you got a thick tang on them, so they're going to last a long time. They hold an edge really well, and you can beat the snot out of them, and they're going to hold.
Dan says, what do you look for in a fixed blade field knife? I'm on a kick of putting together a buddy kit for every long arm I own. I need more knives. What's something you look for, Shawn?
So for me, honestly, more like simple is better. I want probably a 4-inch blade, something around that. I wouldn't go much bigger than 5 inches tops. I like a straight blade. Depending on if you're going to be using it for like survival aspects, check out the spine of the blade. Some of them have like a little bit of an edge to them where you can use them to spark like a ferro rod or a metal match. Some will be a little bit more rounded where you can't do that. So it just depends on what you want that knife to do. With this one, I like that it's got a kind of a symmetrical tip to it so that I can all out and make a perfect circle if I'm, making some sort of tool to use, or if I'm making a bow drill or exactly, something like that. Honestly, a knife is a very unique, specific tool, so it's got to fit whatever functions you're going to typically be using it for. But for me, if you're in the South and you're in Florida, machetes, because you're hacking through, all the thinner, like really thick vegetation is great. But if you're up in the temperate forest, something like what I just showed you guys is going to do just fine.
Some of the knives I've seen that are really pushed as quote unquote tactical knives also have a capability, or at least the company says that they have a capability of being turned into a spear. Is that something that even is something that you consider at all when looking at knives?
No. I would never put one of my most valuable tools on the end of a large stick and throw it at something, hoping that I hit it. Just because if you lose that, or if you do stick it in whatever you throw it at and it runs away because you didn't kill it right away, you've just lost a significant, tool in a survival
Shawn,
situation.
you don't have to throw a spear.
Yeah, you're right.
You have standoff distance, right? And
Sure.
back down to Florida with the hogs.
Sure.
Like, it'd be nice to try to put something on the ground and climb a tree. And then
I think so too.
Stab something from above.
But your ability to lash that tool to, again, you've got to know what your capabilities are.
True.
I've seen it go the wrong way so many times, and I guess that's where my mindset is. If you're seriously just using it for a standoff weapon, if you've got a good piece of hardwood, you're still going to be able to
tip on it. Yeah,
you got it, man.
Yep. So
that's my thing, is know what you're going to use it for and go with it. That knife, the other thing, it better be a full tang.
Yep.
That blade, that piece of steel should run all the way through. Some of these gimmicky ones will.
All of them say like full tang, but more like katana design, where it's neck down a lot with just a couple holes drilled in it, and then it slid into it. Don't go for that. If you can't see the steel on the both sides of the handle, if the handle's not just sandwiched on either side, don't go with that.
Absolutely.
I have to say that my favorite fixed blade that I own, besides my katana, I'm taking that, no big deal, is my Benchmade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought that. I got it issued to me, but I'm so glad that I did because it's my favorite knife.
Yeah. I have a Benchmade too. I love it. I do think you got to be careful of what steel it's using. Some are more brittle than others, but yeah, absolutely go for it.
Michael Farley says, I missed my Benchmade Nimmervis. Got stolen years ago. Sucks, man. Sorry. And I had another question. Oh, what about, is there any, when you go out in the field, are there any sharpeners that you take with you?
So I think we talked about this on Discord a little bit. I'm a huge fan of diamond stones. They hold for quite a while, and you can buy them at different ratings, to where if you want just that extra fine or super fine edge, you're going to be able to take it and just kind of keep it going. The other thing I like is a carbide file, because if for some reason you take a huge chunk out of your instrument, a carbide sharpener will be able to take a lot more down. So I think with those two things, you're looking at minimal weight, but you can literally sharpen everything from a complete ding, where you're taking a chunk out of something like an axe, and you can reset it.
Okay.
I've watched enough movies to know that I can go down to the river, pick out a rock, and use it as a whetstone. Shawn, don't try to sell me on this crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right.
I know.
So the whetstone,
Rambo didn't have a sharpener. Just saying.
What they don't show you is when you're using a whetstone, it's just going to take a little longer. Those ones that I just talked about are going to expedite the process a little bit more.
No, dude, the movie, they do it in like three swipes.
Three swipes and you're good. Yeah.
You're good, dude.
So Murph has I don't know if this is a question, but he says, good steel. What type of steel should someone be looking for?
Oh, that's a rabbit hole.
Yeah. That we could talk for another hour and a half on just that. Again, it just depends on what you want. Some steel will actually, you can use with like a flint and steel to create a spark. Some are brittle, but will hold an incredibly like razor fine edge.
Like 1095. 1095 will do that.
Yep.
But if you try to pry with it, you're just going to snap it.
You're going to shear it completely off. Others will dole out real quick. It just depends on what you want. My everyday carry, I use like a Slipner steel, which is what's used in like those meat slicers that you see at delis. Yeah. I like those. It holds pretty well. And you could do a lot with it, but it's not something that I would use for like an actual like fixed blade where I'm
honestly, because because of trying to keep up with it, probably stainless. I mean,
Yeah.
stainless holds an edge. It has enough spring tension to it, and it doesn't rust. Like 1095, spring steel, all those steel, like my Damascus one started getting some surface rust on it. Like, if you don't maintain them, they just rust.
Yeah. And in the field, it gets even worse. I mean, your leather and Kydex sheets are going to be, they're going to be super susceptible to water and moisture, and you're going to rust your stuff out. So using animal fats to coat it, if you're in that wet environment, is going to help it. Or if you have like wax, you can coat your precision edge with that to keep it from rusting over.
Okay. Big Truck says, is there a definitive source, i.e. a book or a website, etc., for edible plants in different regions that you'd recommend?
So, yeah, I'm not sure if Walsh ended up posting it on the video, but I'll bring it up and we'll link it in the Discord. Let me pull it up for you guys.
Do you think he would have linked it in your video?
I think so. I didn't confirm it.
Yeah.
Let's
Sucker, you
find
gotta
it.
do your own homework, aka go to our
There's survival
YouTube page.
plants of the Pacific Northwest coast.
That's it. Yep. So I think that's obviously for the Pacific Northwest, but I think they do plants for a lot of different regions. Whatever plant book you go after, I highly recommend you take a look at the descriptions of the whole plant. Some of them have really great pictures. Yeah, that's the one that I use local. Really great, like in actual live pictures, but they have really great descriptions of the various parts, the root systems, the stems, the flowers, the leaves and whatnot. Having those specific descriptors and a visual representation of what that plant looks like is going to allow you to more accurately identify it, which is going to be what you want to look for. There are books with like just artistic sketches. You can go off of those, but in my experience, there's a lot of plants out there that kind of look similar, and you could be talking about the difference between edible and poisonous, and it's just not something you want to mess with. That book as well references a lot of like native uses, which I actually think is really practical as well.
What do you mean by, what Native Americans, but can you give an example?
Yeah, so there's a couple root systems in the Pacific Northwest that you can pull up. They're readily able to be found. You can dry them out, grind them into a powder, and use them as like a foot powder, or an antifungal powder. If you get like some sort of, nasty foot disease. Yeah. So the yarrow root, like I said in the video, that was a native use for various aches and pains. I'll probably do a video on broadleaf plantain that's got a salicylic acid in it. It's a property of aspirin that you could use for medicinal purposes. Trillium is another one that you can use to cure like eye, kind of eye abrasions and whatnot, help you heal. So there's all kinds of good stuff in there, and a lot of them are based off of how the natives use them.
And if you don't like to read, you can do what I do and watch Bear Grylls. And if you don't like to watch Bear Grylls, you can do what Cody does and just go to the grocery store.
There you go.
Dan says, does a multi-tool have a good use in the field? If so, which multi-tool? I think is what he's asking. Which multi-tool would you use?
Again, it just depends. How do you guys know of the mutt? Have you used one of those?
I haven't used one, but I know of it. The Leatherman mutt.
Okay. Like if you're going to be carrying a weapon, the mutt was a tool used to, take down weapons and whatnot. So yeah, the dude just posted that. So that's a good one. Otherwise, there's some that have like Phillips and flathead screwdrivers on them. There's other ones that have scissors if you want to use those. I like ones that have integrated knife sharpeners and whatnot, or even a saw blade. It could be mini, but they're quite helpful. So again, you got to buy tools that kind of fit what your weaknesses are or what you're using it for.
Never used it for survival, but I always liked the Gerber. Because whenever I needed it, I was holding on to something and I needed the pliers and I could open it with one hand.
Yep.
So J-Dub's saying, asking about a batarang. How many can say they got a batarang? And he posted a picture on Discord for Joe. Here,
Cody, I'm not here.
did you get stung by a wasp, J-Dub?
Did you get stuck by a wasp too?
It's all downhill from here. Now we got another foot pick. No,
That's a
if you're
big
here,
knife, though,
I will
and a
talk.
big foot.
Do that.
Jada, what is wrong with your foot?
So Jay Sirius says Leatherman OHT one-hand tool or the Gerber MP600 are one-handed opening tools that are great. I have the Gerber. Joe's one that talked me into getting that one. I really like it. And it's cool when you can open it one-handed.
And I like either of those two options more than the SOG. The SOG looks cool, but I don't really like it.
Yeah, I have a SOG. I actually have a SOG right here, and I almost never use it. This is just like a little travel one that I have. I like the Gerber immensely better than this.
So here's where I guess I'll get your opinions on it. I actually stay away from a lot of Gerbers. I'm more selective with them just because I feel like their steel is a little softer and it doesn't hold an edge for as long. Have you guys experienced that it does what you need it to?
If you buy a Gerber from Walmart, I've experienced what you just said.
Okay.
But Gerber, just like Kimber, they make a whole range. Like this one that I carry every day is the S30.
Oh yeah, it's a good steel.
Yeah, it's a good steel and it holds an edge just fine.
Nice.
And I've had this since 2009.
Okay. Yeah,
I have this. I got a Gerber too. It's S30. It's been in my family for like 2 decades.
So the S30 is great. So you got the Tonto blade, and then you got the serrated edge.
I'm not a huge fan of the Tonto blade, but it's like a family heirloom at this point.
Yeah,
so,
both of you have serrated edges. I like those. They cut through rope great, but they're a pain to sharpen.
And everybody says that. I've used this knife since I've had it, and I've never sharpened the serrated edge.
There you go.
I just don't abuse the serrated edge.
Yeah.
Like I'm not treating it like a saw.
A Lansky knife sharpening system, a little too big to carry in the field, but it has 4 stones that goes from medium to ultrafine, but then it also has a serrated stone to sharpen serrations. Can't talk tonight. And it's super easy to use, very user friendly. So I haven't sharpened this. I didn't need to. I haven't need to sharpen this family heirloom. But so for those that I'm kind of making light of it. So Joe, this was Joe's. And Joe's like a brother to me. So that's why I was saying family heirloom. So I've been teasing Joe for a long time because this one, the spring broke in this, and he messaged Gerber, and Gerber was like, "We'll just send you a new one."
No, that's not what they said.
That's pretty much what they said.
Well, that's what they did.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
But then Joe just got the spring himself and fixed it. Then he gave it to me.
There you go.
Kind
I
of.
think that S30
Jason messed all that up, but this is the one that I fixed with the spring.
No, whatever.
I sent that in to them once, and they sent it back fixed. And then COVID happened, and this one, the spring broke again, and my Benchmade one broke. So I was carrying that one.
Yeah.
And so I messaged Gerber, and they said your parts are on the way. And then like 3 weeks later, they sent me a whole new knife. And these aren't cheap. These are like $180-ish.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I bought $10 worth of spring, fix this one. But
how many beers have you opened with that thing?
a lot. But honestly, I use the glass breaker or whatever, the other end. That's how I open my beers with it. Oh, dude, I'm jealous.
A batarang.
I'm jealous if I didn't have one of those myself.
Jacob says he's part Hobbit.
Perfect.
Crook says he likes the Gerber Diesel. I don't think I've seen that one. Is that a fixed blade?
Diesel.
Diesel. J Series. Only SOG I like is a mini one that's convenient to carry. For actual plier jobs, Gerber or Leatherman is better. Yeah, I have a Leatherman Wave that I've had since probably 2012, and I really, really like that. And then the Gerber that Joe talked me into getting.
I think the Leathermans will hold up better to like way more abuse.
Yeah.
For pliers, but the Gerber are to me. And if I need more abuse than what a Gerber can give, then I'm going to find a different tool.
Yeah.
Not a survival situation, obviously.
Based on what you just said, Joe, you're going to hate me for saying this, but I can't stand Bear Grylls, which is part of probably why I don't buy Gerber.
Yeah. I like watching him only for the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
But I'm not a survival instructor either. So seeing somebody pee in a snakeskin and then drink it an hour later is comical to me.
Yeah, it ruins everything for me.
Croak says Gerber, CRKT, Kershaw, etc. can all make great knives as well as cheap ones. Some of the cheap ones can be great too. Yeah, I have a Kershaw. Joe and I bought it at Walmart in like 2010. But it was when Walmart was still selling the made in the USA Kershaws. Dude, I still have that. Is by far my most used knife. I've sharpened that thing so much. You could actually tell that, like some of the edges, like I've shaved it down enough.
Did you see the stamp on your knife?
What's that?
Did you see the stamp on your Gerber?
The stamp?
Yeah.
Made in the USA?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Jay Sirius. As far as Gerber steel, try to get the ones with replaceable cutting inserts for the wire cutters. Much better than the Walmart variety. Okay. Zach Fett says
about
nothing. I think he's talking about the cutters.
Yeah, multi-tool.
From the multi-tool.
Yeah, they're like triangle shaped.
Zach Fett, wizard plus
Thank you,
one.
Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
I've jumped past y'all.
Yeah, when you don't wizard, I just do it for myself.
Dan says, what is in your field maintenance and repair kit? I think are you talking for a knife or just in general?
Or for a weapon, yeah.
For a weapon, I keep, this is same as Croak, I have a spare bolt and a firing pin. I don't have an oops kit, but maybe I should. What do you think, Joe? Field maintenance and repair kit.
Dude, I think that I'm ill prepared. I don't have one. I've never really even thought about it, honestly.
We've talked a little bit about why Joe has a mil-spec trigger in his Go to Hell rifle. Because those drop-in triggers, as nice as they are, if a spring or something were to break inside of them, you can't replace that. Like, it's not standard mil-spec stuff that you can buy. So if you have a mil-spec trigger and something breaks, you could easily replace that for pennies.
Yeah, I don't have one, but I think what you guys just said and perfect. What you said. A bolt and what?
Croak said a spare bolt and a firing pin, and then an oops kit, which the oops kit is like one of every spring that would be inside of an AR and some pins.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you buy a lower parts kit and a bolt, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah. Dr. Dole's in the house. What's up, Doc?
What's
up?
He says, hey, everybody. Been at some training, so it was off the net for the last few weeks.
Yeah. I've been here for a while.
Mike Farley says, I sent Gerber my 06 Auto in parts in a Ziploc bag. They put it back together for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that was nice of them.
Like, I know you can go to Walmart and buy Gerber, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I don't have any problem with Gerber. I like them.
Yeah. J-Dub says, got to get off early, gents. Long day tomorrow night. My tactical peeps. See you, buddy.
Hey, J-Dub, before you get off, you need to send me your address.
I'll message him on Discord.
Okay,
I might have it actually.
that'll work.
Zed says Les Stroud is the man, though.
Man,
I will say that I loved watching. What was his called?
Survivor Man.
I loved watching Survivor Man because he did, like he didn't have anyone out there with him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that it was very entertaining. I don't know
Sure.
how he is as a survivalist, but he's more entertaining in my mind than Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls, you shut your mouth.
Yeah,
So
Dude, all he had to do is sit in one spot and survive for 7 days. Anybody can do that with water. Like, if you have
It's
water,
called-
you can survive for 7 days.
it's called slowly dying. Yeah. So
Bear Grylls had to find civilization. They're not even in the same.
that's like that
Weight
other.
class,
What's
bro.
the show you told me about?
Dude, you're screwed. That's the best
Yeah.
one, dude.
That is
that's a good one, man.
That's the best one, dude.
I love
Dude, you're
that
screwed.
show.
Amazing. But it only lasted like one season.
yeah.
And then they did a couple with like fans.
I'm
really? I didn't know
telling
that.
you,
Yeah.
we need to bring back that premise, and do some like, hey, we're gonna get together once
Dude,
a year and do something
If
like
this
that.
if this channel ever become her full-time job, I'm doing that regardless if you guys say it's
I'm in.
okay or not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna go around kidnapping y'all
Oh, it'd be so fun.
and just drop you somewhere.
So we were talking about Les Shroud. So the way I watched an episode where he took the elastic band off of his Scooby-Doo boxers and tried to use it to propel a fish spear. And again, you kind of lose me because it's not going to propel enough energy to just throw it or stab it.
Yeah. Dual Survivor went pretty good once they got that barefoot dude off of there.
Yep.
Because Matt is legit. I don't care what anybody says, dude. Matt's legit. He was the only civilian on Dude, You're Screwed.
Yep. And he outperformed them constantly.
Oh yeah, that Navy dude. He always terrible, dude.
The prior seal.
Yeah. Remember when they ate that wrong plant and he was puking their guts out by the beach? Yeah. Matt was one of my favorites, and I don't like that barefoot dude. He's just an idiot, man. I'm sorry,
Cody Lundeen. He his skills weren't bad. It's just a completely, like, we're all like prior military and military guys, and so are a lot of the folks that follow us. But it's a complete different mentality than that guy will ever have.
Well, dude, that dude, his mind was so messed up about it. Like, you're in a survival situation, right? Anything that you give me to make my survival situation better, I'm going to welcome it with open arms. Like,
Absolutely.
if you could, instead of being out in the woods, if you could just put me in Walmart and be like, hey, survive here for a couple weeks, that'd be the easiest outcome, right? Well, that dude showed up everywhere without shoes. Like, you're an idiot.
It's crazy. And at least Matt Graham wore some sandals. And the dude runs marathons in those sandals.
Yeah. Matt's legit. I like him.
Oh, yeah. He's awesome. But I will say, I mean, even with Cody, I think Dual Survival was a better representation of what survival is than the other shows.
And that other dude, was his name Joe? I think it was.
The first guy?
Prior military guy.
First season?
On Dual Survivor?
Yeah,
he was on both.
The first one was Dave Canterbury, I think.
Yeah,
I can't remember who the guy that took over for him was.
The guy that took over from was a Navy SEAL, I thought.
Yeah, he was military. Joe something. But he was a hothead, man.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Barefoot Billy or whatever his name was, they would get into it all the time.
Yep.
Matt was just like the hippie vibes, like, oh, it's cool, man. Like, I saw the snake and I didn't kill it. Remember that one? And he's like, why didn't you kill it? And I'm like, he was like, it was so peaceful. It was just
no, you kill it. It's food. It's sustenance.
Yeah, that was you're talking about the barefoot guy. Was Cody Lundeen was mad. He's like, you don't go after something that is higher than you on the food chain. Oh no, that was the crocodile one or the alligator one.
I do remember that, and they're not that difficult to kill.
What, the alligators?
Yeah, if it's under like 5 feet, I mean,
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, I thought didn't he threw a blanket on it and then he like stabbed it in the neck or something? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember
did
either.
No, the one that I'll talk about with that Joe guy. So Matt went off and he saw a snake, I think a viper. But he saw a snake and he was just talking to the camera on how beautiful nature. And then he comes back and tells Joe that he saw a snake, and Joe freaks out about it that he didn't kill it. He's like, "No, man, I just left it where it was. It was just so beautiful." And Matt's very hippie.
Yeah, it's a lot of calories. I mean, it's better than nothing. Snake's got a lot of meat on it.
Dr. Dole, best survival show was Dual Survival with Cody Lundeen and Dave Canterbury. Most realistic and barefoot dude was the best.
No, I hated him.
I liked him. I like Cody Lundeen. There were some things about him that I didn't
Dude,
like.
he showed up in Arctic with wool socks. Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
But he did it.
But he did it. And the shelter
that's
that he made was awesome.
I just like not using my left arm, so everywhere I go, I'm gonna tie my left arm behind my back. What?
I would have loved to have seen a kind of a side by side where they weren't allowed to link up, and to see how each of them fared in achieving the same objectives.
That'd be cool. Do you know what I wish they made? I wish they made Naked and Afraid only with clothes on. I really do. Like, give them.
Afraid.
Well, with Naked and Afraid, man, like half of what they have to go through because they don't have any shoes on or any clothing on. They get bit all up. They get sunburnt. They step on stuff. They can't do normal stuff. And I want to see
your picture.
I saw that. I want to see normal people. Those are semi-normal people, right? And they put them on the show to see if they can survive it. I want to see that. Only you show up with clothing.
Yeah,
it's not as hard. I want to see, and that you have to find civilization.
Well, the Naked and Afraid, I think the 40-day one where they were killing the electric eels is still one of my favorite to watch them take those things down and go.
But
uh-oh.
Sorry, I was messaging Walsh. He texted me. I texted him a picture and then I sent it on Facebook, and he texted me back saying, "Oh God, what happened?"
Turning it down.
Brooke says, "Clothed and confident."
There you go.
There you go.
Well, this is another YouTuber.
That's kind of Alone.
Alone is pretty good.
Yeah,
Alone is good.
Kind of like Alone.
Shawn might know the guy. Season 4, I think, Brady Nichols.
Yep, very much.
He made it like 30 days.
He's an awesome dude. Very knowledgeable. Yeah, he's a phenomenal guy. Great survivalist.
Is he still teaching, or did he get out?
I haven't heard from him in a hot second, so I'd have to reach out and see where he's at.
Last I heard, he moved down to, I think, Texas.
Dude, 30 days could have won you the money in season 1.
I think his thing. Well, the guy that won it that year, I think, only went 31 days. But Brady, from what I heard, he was like, I just want to see if I can make it 30 days, and he did. And he's like, I'm out.
Well, I think Brady just got bored. I mean, I've seen a couple folks that just get bored or they start missing their family. Brady is one of the funniest, like, dry sense of humor dudes you'll ever meet. Awesome guy. He's got just such a wide variety of kind of bushcraft and bushcraft skills. I have no doubt that if he wanted to stay in it, he would have done great.
I think if the people going into that have like a plan for that money, like, no, if I don't win this, I'm going to lose my house. Like,
yeah,
I want to see 2 people like that go up against each other. Well, season 5 would be like 3 years long, dude.
Well, I think the thing we've seen quite a few of those things go to where, like, I call Alone like slow death. Like, a lot of those folks just lose so much weight and are not able to meet their sustenance goals to the point where they're just slowly losing weight and you're watching them slowly die. I mean, they're put in the harsh environments to where you're going to get some severe winters, and it's brutal.
Yeah, And it's done on purpose so they will tap out faster.
Exactly.
Dr. Dole says dual survival was great because the two people were polar opposites on how to survive.
Yep.
Obviously, the best practice is somewhere in the middle. You need both the hunting and the gathering skills.
Yep.
Matt's still my favorite. I don't care what you say, medic.
I do like Matt. He's like, why do I need to travel? I could just stay here and live here for a couple
Be
years.
one with nature. Yeah.
Just
Makes a hammock. Like he spends 2 days making a hammock. Like,
yeah.
Joe Teddy?
Teddy.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. The first episode, he was like, "We got to blindfold you and bring you to my house. You can't see where I live." And you remember that?
But sure.
Yeah, like they pull up in the SUV and he like unblindfolds the camera crew. He's all serious. Yes, you can't know where I live.
That guy was intense. I'll give him that.
Didn't he kill a dog and that's why they canceled the whole show?
I don't know, but that would be an amazing story.
I think dude, Google it. Why did Dual Survivor end? I think Joe killed the dog on camera.
Was it going after him?
I don't know.
Yeah, it says it. It says it was. It says season 7 features Grady Powell, an ex-U.S. Army Green Beret who replaced Joseph Teddy, and Bill McConnell, who replaced Matt Graham. Anyways, they're going through like a list of who is on there. So Joe Teddy was on season 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then they had season 7 and 8 with Grady Powell, and season 9 a guy named E.J. Snyder.
I might have to go back and watch some of them.
If a dog is coming after me, it's not a really difficult decision.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm coming after him or not. I don't even know if it's true, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't either.
I kind of don't care about a lot of things, but I hear rumors, so I don't care to look it up or not.
Yeah.
So I just spread it like it's the gospel. Oh,
There you go.
Joe killed a dog.
Why did Joe Teddy Excuse me.
So this is something I should know, but I don't know a ton. I've heard of survival situations like during the Iditarod and whatnot, where if you only eat dog, doesn't it create some sort of like skin disease?
When you do what?
Only eat dog.
If you only eat dog, I've heard it's actually got some sort of vitamin deficiency that'll make your skin do something crazy where it's not too good for a survival situation.
So here's Joe's right. So here's what it says. Joe was removed from the dual survival crew following an incident last May when he killed or seriously injured, reports differ, a stray dog on set. The dog was said to have been chasing a pack of stray cats, and when it got a hold of one, Joe leaped into the fray. Dual survival producers, though, didn't take kindly to the incident and instead used it as an opportunity to ban Joe from Discovery's offices.
I'm just saying, though, if you're in a survival situation, it must have been like before they went out into the wilderness. Because where do you see a bunch of stray cats and a stray dog out in the wilderness?
No.
Unless they went like Bear Grylls, where they were always saying, like, he sleeps in hotels every night.
Yeah. Michael Farley, guy I lived with for a little while, grew up in Florida, and he used to talk about eating gators. They'd kill the gator via ball-peen hammer to the dome.
Yep.
Makes sense. They're that soft
the swamp people guys use like little 22s.
Yeah. That's another show that I watched. Between Axemen. Sorry, go ahead.
He says you'd have the same problem if you only eat seal or pork or people.
Or people. I love it.
Yeah. The vitamin deficiency. Yeah.
That's what went wrong with them people in Book of Eli.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Oof.
Dude, between Axemen, Swamp People,
Forged in Fire,
Guardian of the Glades, Forged in Fire, Dude, You're Screwed. Like, I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. And
come on,
Rambo.
All you need to know, huh?
Yeah.
I think that would be fun at some point. do something like that.
It would be. It'd be hilarious.
And Walsh isn't on here, so we'd start with him.
Yep.
Just show up at his house.
Yeah. Only we're not beholden to the same rules. So like with Walsh, instead of trying to kidnap him, I'll just trank him, dude. Like straight up horse tranquilizer out of a dart gun, right in the butt. Yep. And then just take his wallet out and give it to his wife and be like, "Here you go." Walsh said you can do whatever you want for the next week.
Just imagine getting tranked and then waking up in the middle of nowhere.
Croak calls it roofied and afraid.
Roofied and confused, dude. Because you just wake up in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that's what we're calling it. When we do that segment, we're calling it roofy and confused.
He just wakes up in a
jungle
up in a GoPro so he could film himself. There's a GoPro, a bunch of batteries.
That's so
with just
good.
a section of map that doesn't show anything with an X that says you are here. So like we cut the map out so he can't see any river or any civilization. It's just an X that says you are here.
Oh man.
Can you imagine how much we'd have to put into planning that?
And a thermal blanket just because.
It'd be awesome.
Hope this helps you out here.
Croak says GoPro batteries and a tube of KY.
Oh gosh,
that would be awesome.
Well, it's funny if they only gave the guy on Dude You're Screwed. Did you ever watch it, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. They only gave him gags like that, but they were actually helpful. Like, I don't know what it was, but they gave him flowers. And there was something about the plant food and the flower, and if you know how to use some shit or stuff, I don't know. I forget what it was, but...
Yeah, but then, remember there was that one where that Navy SEAL, they gave him...
The teddy bear?
A giant stuffed
giant pink teddy bear.
But then somehow it got wet, and it, like, made survival harder for him.
Well, yeah. So he made it into a backpack.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt or maybe they gave somebody a Santa suit because they dropped him off in like Russia or something.
Oh yeah.
The one that I liked, it wasn't Matt, but it was kind of like the old survivalist.
Yeah.
And he didn't
sat
make
down
it
and made a golf club.
He didn't make it to safety, and they were all worried about him because they have GPS trackers so you can see where they are.
Yeah.
He showed up and he had like a camp set up and he had a campfire going, and he was just like, I figured you guys were gonna come get me eventually.
Yeah, I think that's where he made a own forge, and he turned that golf club that they gave him into a knife.
Did he really? I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, there's some.
I don't think he ever made it out. The old man never made it out.
It's because he didn't care. He's like, I'm just out here in the middle of this awesome place, and I'm going to enjoy it for a few days.
Yeah. You just gave me a free vacation. You'll come get me eventually.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this.
What?
Shadow Rabbit in Discord. Look at the knife that he has.
Was it a homemade one?
No.
Oh, weird. And that's the older style, like what you have. Got the newer one. That's the old emblem. The newer one have a different emblem.
You got to fix that tip there, Shadow.
Let me see.
Yeah.
When this went brand new, I tried to pry open a strap and I busted the tip off.
Yeah.
But through 12 years of sharpening it, the tip's almost all the way back.
I like it. Well, you could tell that knife is well used.
Yeah, dude. As a hammer, too.
Yeah. It's got the polished edges. You know that's well used.
Yeah.
David says, Man, Woman, Wild. Anyone remember that survival show? Or was it just called Man, Woman?
I don't remember that one.
Woman, Wild. I don't remember that one.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. That's it, man. We made it through the comments. Harry, what are we talking about? Just the tip?
Yep.
Yes.
As soon as I said it, I knew it was gonna happen.
You got to fix
It's like,
that tip.
man. Yep. Just the tip. You got to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's all that you're working with, it better be in good shape.
Yeah. Got to keep it honed.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, let's go around and see if there's anything else that you'd like to share with the group. Joe?
Before we go around, like, what are we working on?
You're working on something or anything you want to close out with before we close the show down?
I'm working on buying parts for my 6-side Creedmoor build, and I have ammo, so I still need to go to the range and get my Prodigy to fail.
Oh,
It
yeah.
shouldn't be too hard.
Did you get the ammo yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I just need time to go to the range. So probably not this weekend, but I'm hoping for next. Might even take a day off of work so there's not a bunch of people at the range.
There you go.
Jason,
right.
I gotta see what your schedule looks like coming up to see when we can get out there and do some navigation stuff.
I actually have to come up there for work next Friday, but my
Okay.
boss will be with me.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. So your boss, you're trying to do land nav, and you're going with a survival expert.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Like, if this isn't it, dude, this couldn't write itself. Like,
what if
dude, you're
she's never
screwed
been up
only with
there?
your boss.
What if she's never been up there? And I'm just like, no, this is a shortcut. And then
You got to throw a net over her and then drag her out there and be like, all right, we're going to show our viewers what not to do. Here's a compass. And
Do you want me to have some people playing banjos on the side of the road as you're going into the
Crook says Bigfoot is just a second lieutenant on a land nav course. I saw that, but it was what if Bigfoot was just a Wookiee second lieutenant on a land that got lost on a land nav course?
Sounds right.
That's funny. Dude, did I ever tell you guys the story? The funny one on land nav? So they would always say, if you end up up to here in water, you have gone the wrong way. None of your routes will take you into water this deep. And no joke, dude. I think he was prior E, but it was lieutenant. We were waiting around for like 2 hours, dude. All the instructors were scouting, trying to find him or whatever. He finally showed up and he's soaking wet. And I just mouthed off. I'm like, hey, LT, did you find yourself walking through water like this? And like everybody busted out laughing. But our lieutenant got lost as hell.
Was it?
We were out there for.
Huh? Was it Bray?
No.
His name was Bray. Oh, okay.
No. Was he African American, Bray?
No.
This guy was.
Maurice Barlow says, you guys are cool. Good luck with your boss. She will not appreciate it.
Yeah, it would be funny. Dude,
promise that.
Bet that gets 1 million views, bro. Like, you want MVGs, you got to make sacrifices.
This is boss and set her loose in the woods.
Set up some like Blair Witch style cameras.
Dude, if there's ever a reason to use a trank dart, now's it.
Yeah, at the courthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll go over well.
All right. So Shawn, I'll find out if she's coming or not. If not, maybe we grab lunch.
Okay. Yeah, sounds awesome.
Okay. I have a battle belt video I'm working on this weekend, and Joe's going to appreciate it because it's Tacticon version 2. So it's an Amazon battle belt. Tacticon has been their first battle belt. I still have it. I've had it for like 2 years now, 3 years. Still works really well. So I'm curious how this version 2. So far, it's been decent. I think I like the version 1 better though. That's what I got working on. And with that, no other comments.
Nothing else. Signed off. They're going stone cold.
All right. All right, guys. Hey, we appreciate you being here as always. And if you are new here, we're here every Thursday, and we will catch you next Thursday. Adios.